There have been rallies across the country opposing President Trump's agenda on the day of the president's military parade. They cap a week of demonstrations against immigration raids that began in Los Angeles and spread nationwide. Today's events in about 2,000 cities and towns were organized by the No Kings movement, which calls the administration's actions authoritarian. There were rallies near Mr. Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence in West Palm Beach, Florida. In Boston, where it was raining, in Atlanta, with Proud Boy counter-protesters looking on, and in Philadelphia at the flagship No Kings rally. Local officials urged protesters to demonstrate peacefully and avoid blocking roads. The No Kings protests were organized by a coalition of groups. Lisa Gilbert is co-president of one of them, Public Citizen, a progressive advocacy group. Lisa, what have you been hearing from across the country about crowd turnout and that sort of thing?
It's been amazing. We've seen, as you mentioned, 2,000 plus events, millions of people turning out peacefully to say, in America, we don't have a king. In America, we're a democracy. It's been amazing and inspiring, frankly.
So no reports of any problems, no violence, no counter-protesters?
Very limited counter protesting and absolutely no violence. We've been very clear with folks. Events, everyone is turning out with the same message that we've seen authoritarian excess and corruption in the Trump administration. We're watching them crack down on free speech, detaining people for political positions, and that's just not what America is all about. And people have really hewed to that message and been very clear and safe.
There was no Kings event scheduled for Washington. Why was that?
That's right. Well, as you know, in Washington, the president is simultaneously holding his bombastic birthday military parade. We wanted to make clear that we're not protesting the military. We are instead protesting the administration's authoritarian actions. We didn't want to stand in front of the military parade, but instead have a split screen showing what the president is wasting taxpayer dollars on here in Washington and what everyone everywhere else in the country is calling for, an America they can believe in, a democracy they trust.
In the pictures we've seen from the rallies across the country, we hear a variety of chants, we see a variety of signs. Is there one specific message or objective today?
I mean, I think the main message is just they've gone too far. You know, America is predicated on the idea that we all have a voice. We all have a say. We've been watching attacks on universities, on nonprofits, on judges. You know, this is not the America we know. And I think people are truly fed up and wanted to gather to say just that. In America, we do not have a king.
This follows the hands-off protest in April, the May Day protest. Are there more planned? What's next for this coalition?
It's a great question. Yes, it's been a crescendo of action. I think more and more people, each time we organize, turn out and show their discomfort with what is happening in our country. Looking ahead, we'll see organizing on Juneteenth. We'll see organizing on later on in the summer around Labor Day. We expect to organize whenever we need to in a rapid response manner as well. Obviously, it's been a challenging week with what has been happening in California. We're worried about what the administration has been doing. So I would anticipate the crescendo will continue and we'll see more and more organizing and people out in the streets.
I have to ask you, as you may know, there was a terrible attack on lawmakers in Minnesota today, a targeted attack, according to the governor. Do you have any concerns about the rhetoric as you protest on both sides, the rhetoric being incendiary?
Well, first, what happened in Minnesota was a huge tragedy. All of the No Kings protests in that state were canceled out of respect for what occurred. You know, certainly I can only speak for what's happening on our side, the side that is talking about democracy. I think we're being very clear. Our messaging is about, you know, what we actually want the country to stand for. It's not violent. It's peaceful in every regard. And so we can only control that. And we're trying very hard to do so.
Lisa Gilbert, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.